Hello and welcome back to the Irregulars SMP. Today, it's all about blocks, because I am actually going to start planning out my mega base. So we're going to be placing a lot of cubes to plan out where my base is going to go. But before I can get to that, I need to do lots of create stuff, because, well, this is episode 2 on a create based server and I don't really have that much. It's looking rough. So we need to get in some basic machines and then start automating a lot of the blocks that I'm going to need. But before I do that, let's walk you through the inspirations and concept for my base, to hopefully get you in the same mindset that I am in. So I like to start my bases with a mood board, and now this idea actually started with a warm-up sketch that I did. It was very simple. I just had a little 3D block out and the prompt chasm, and this is what I ended up with, inspired by the buildings of Kowloon, or also known as the Walled City. Now this is just stunning and it provided a lot of inspiration. I really wanted to do something like this. It's just so chaotic and interesting. So that is what informed this sketch here. Now this sketch reminded me of a game called Stray. So I looked at a lot of the concept art for Stray, which is a cyberpunk kind of narrative adventure. As you can see, a lot of them here by some really cool artists. I'll just kind of look through them, and yeah, you can see a lot of really cool colors, a lot of dense alleyways, a lot of bits and bobs hanging off every building, a lot of cool lighting again, and just some really interesting design. This one's by Cyberpunk, because at this point I realized I was doing a Cyberpunk base, figured I would need some Cyberpunk reference. And there's also this really cool piece of concept art for, I believe, Ready Player One. It's the stacks. This served as a big kind of mood piece for the aesthetic I was trying to go for. So from all of this awesome reference, I wanted to do my own little thing. So I started blocking out my own kind of concept for what this base could actually look like. And at this point I had the seed for the world, so I knew I wanted to build it into the side of a cliff. So I was trying to play around with composition and how that could play into the cliff. And I think this is a pretty nice little mood piece, although it is quite basic. But at this point I was not looking into detail. I just wanted to know, get an overall vibe and composition and layout of the base. Now you have a bit of an understanding of what I'm trying to build. We need to get some create contraptions done. So I dug out this area for create stuff, but I did a little bit of experimenting and I think it's just too small, which means we need Piglet. You're coming with me? Let's get digging. I put that torch on the wrong side. Good start. And there we have it, a completed room that is now a little bit larger and very orange. I didn't really consider this with the shaders, but you may be wondering, what is this big empty area? Well, this is where I want every kind of essential create machine, which is what we're going to do next. So in here I want to make a little compact kind of wall segment that I can just run up to, and if I need anything processing, stick the thing on, it'll process it and it'll spit it back out. So in this area I was thinking we have a haunter, a blaster, a smoker, a washer, a mixer, a compressor, a crushing wheel, and mechanical sequencers. And all that's got to fit in there. Should be easy, right? Now to get this in, I think I'm just going to print it, because I have a creative copy of exactly what I need. So I'm just going to print it with a schematic cannon. So I've set up the schematic and then I put a material checklist in. So we have everything. It tells me exactly what I need. So I think I have most of the things that I need. I am missing quite a bit of stuff, but I think I want to print what I have so far. And then like the mixer and the press are already down and I can just go get that, plug that in. So let's just print it, and now it just prints. I've got all of our machines in and it is working perfectly. And I'll show you a little peek behind the curtain, shall we? There's a secret door here and the whole thing is powered by this giant cube of wool. This is a windmill, believe it or not. And despite being stuck in a cave, it works. So that's great for us. Essentially these are really slow. So what we've done is put it into a speed controller, which is at the maximum it can possibly be, which is 128, which gets all of these machines running as fast as they possibly can, at least with that size of windmill. And they are fairly fast. I've been using them and yeah, they're just super handy to have. But while doing that, actually, Lane dropped off a big gift. And oh my gosh, I mean, just look at who there's 6 of Mixel Master's head in there. Okay. Yeah, there's just so much stuff. It is going to be so useful. And I would show my reaction, but my mic was really bad. So we're not going to do that. Excuse me? But yeah, this stuff is going to be so useful for the future. So I mentioned I was putting those machines to work. And that is because I'm going to place a stupid amount of blocks today. In fact, like all of these blocks here, we have a ton of diorite, a ton of limestone, a ton of stone, a ton of acacia, a ton of light grey concrete powder, a ton of blackstone, no basalt, no scoria, and a ton of tuff. But I am going to need basalt and scoria, so that is what I want to do now, after I explain what all of these blocks are for, and how I got them. Because some of these were really quite easy, and some of them were really quite annoying. Diorite, for example, cannot be generated that easily. It's quartz and cobblestone, which I just don't have automated yet. So I had to mine all of this stuff manually with the tunnel bore over there. And I'm hoping this is enough. I haven't actually counted how much I need. I think it's about 2 double chests. But I'm also like, maybe this will be fine. Limestone is so easy because you can make a generator for it. Just any old cobblestone generator using a bucket of honey instead of water. So I set a drill on that and just got loads of this. This took like an hour and I didn't have to do any work. Stone, I just smelted a ton of cobblestone that we got from flattening all of this area and mining. Acacia, I set up a little tree farm over there, which is actually broken at the moment. It breaks when you unload. It's currently set to spruce because it's the better wood type. And I got all the acacia I needed and spare. So I have so much acacia if anyone wants any. Light grey concrete powder was basically just crushing cobblestone, and the dyes were not too bad. Blackstone was haunting cobblestone, again very easy, and tuff was graciously donated by Lane. What do we need to do now? Well, I need to set up a basalt generator, which is not too bad, actually generating the stuff. It's going to be very quick. The issue is getting blue ice, because I don't know where ice is. Scoria is a little bit more difficult, because if we go to scoria, I believe it's this. What is it? Scorchia or scoria I need? I believe it's this. It is blasting soul sand, which is haunting sand, which is crushing. It's not actually telling me. Yes, it is crushing gravel, which is crushing cobblestone. Yeah, this is a bit of an ordeal. But scoria is something we're going to use a lot of, so I just need to do it. Now, what do I want to do first? I think the scoria is going to take longer once the machine is actually set up, so we should do that first so it starts generating while we work on the basalt generator, which is annoying because it means I have to do the thinking. Oh no. And I'm going to put this machine in this place here. So, we need cobble. That's fairly easy. We just need a drill and regular Minecraft cobblestone stuff. That then needs to be crushed twice, which then needs to be haunted, which then needs to be blasted. But also, I think this is going to produce flint as a byproduct. So this is not too bad. We need 2 fans, 4 crushing wheels, and a drill. So I've done a little bit of planning and it looks a little chaotic right now. But I think this layout should work and it doesn't take up too much space. I have no idea how efficient it's going to be because I'm not really going for crazy efficiency, and I've not done any maths for this. That is how I work in Create. I don't need to do maths. But something that I did not consider is how am I going to power this? I've used all of my stress available from the windmill in there to power that stuff, which is nice because it means that works really fast. It is annoying though in that I don't have any for the stuff I want to put out here, so I'm not actually sure what I want to do about that. I might try and get another windmill, I guess, and just have one that's a bit more central for all of this, or do I just want to like have one windmill per like module that I make? I'm not sure. I think it does make more sense to have a central system, and then I only need one speed controller to actually get it to the speed that I want. And also, this is really fun to jump around on. I have a feeling I'm going to spend a lot of time doing this. Okay, let's get some power in then, and hopefully like all of this stuff is gonna start running the right way, and I'll put in everything so it hopefully should work, and I'll see you if that does work. So it's actually been a while, and I can't really remember the last thing I said, but we do have a completed, functioning, working farm, and it is working. I will say that. So it does look really quite messy, but I do love that. This looks like such a cool little create contraption, and it was exactly what I was hoping that this room would fill up with. We have little cordoned off sections. Is that even the word? Cordoned? I don't know, but little marked out sections that this is fairly compact and takes place in. So let's walk you through it, and I'm jumping around there at the moment. Probably not the best thing to do. That is why there is a catwalk. So up here we are crushing cobblestone, or mining cobblestone, at a fairly efficient rate. We'll talk more about the efficiency in a moment, because, well, I actually did some maths and it's not great. But we take that cobblestone, it gets crushed into gravel here, and then it gets crushed again into sand here. But here it also produces flint, which gets brought into this barrel and burned immediately. And then it also produces clay, which gets put into here. And it's not a ton of clay, but hey, clay is clay. That will come in useful because we are using a lot of bricks this season. So the sand doesn't get picked up by these because they're filtered. Goes into a haunter, and we have 2 fans here because I did test this and it was just producing so much cobblestone I needed 2 fans. So yeah, that gets haunted here and picked up here, which this is just for the sake of transferring it, making sure we get that filter on. But I guess eventually it will back up. But then finally that gets dropped out to here and blasted, which then ends up with scoria in here. And I've actually got a little bit. I've been leaving it running for a bit just to see, you know, how it all works, and it is working. And I did some time tests, so I let it run for a minute and we got 17 scoria. So we get 17 scoria a minute. I multiplied that out by how much I need, which is about 4 double chests, and well, it's going to be 400 minutes. 400 minutes of just waiting until I have everything I need. So that should be fun, I'm sure. But while I wait for this to get made, we do need basalt. So that is what I'm going to do now. And that should be a lot smaller of a machine, so I might just slot it in here, and we won't need as much of this stuff. So we could probably do something like this, where we just bring it across. Oh, that's wrong. But yeah, it's essentially just a cobblestone generator. Although something I did just consider is that the blue ice... Oh no, it's soul soil. Soul soil is below lava? Basically the gist of it is something is below this block here where it gets generated. So we need a way to figure out how to pick that block up. Because usually I would just do it into a chute, as you can see here. Like that. Boom. So that's going to need some thinking. But that's not your problem, that's my problem, because when I come back, it's going to be done. So here we have it, a very little machine that at the moment is missing blue ice. Because I need to get that. I forgot I needed to get that. This is where we're going to have blue ice. It's going to generate the basalt here, which is going to get mined. This guy is on a little timer. You'll see it light up. This is wireless redstone, and that leads to a little secret back room up here. Because this is a little timer system that I set up, and it's pretty good. It just sends a pulse every now and then, and this looked really ugly on the floor. So I moved it to a secret room, and the wireless redstone is pretty cheap, so I might as well use it. So yeah, that then sends this piston, which pushes it out to the side, which then allows us to mine it. And I have just realized that this is in the wrong place, because I need to mine it here. That is going to go there, because the way I'm going to power this is with a belt leading between those two, which I could do now, actually. If I do this, yeah, see, it mines it. And hopefully we don't get a lava spillage. I didn't think about that. Oh, we're getting a lava spillage. Okay, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Oh, okay, out, and blocked. Okay. So don't do it before I put the blue ice in. That's good knowledge, that. Ow, no, stop. Okay, what I'm gonna do is that. So, oh, I can't do that because it's a trapdoor. Okay, never mind. We're not gonna do that. Anyway, this is gonna work once I get blue ice. So I need to go get blue ice. And oh my god, it's actually really nice stepping out of that room up there. Got those were still there. So far, I've managed to spend this entire episode inside, and I'm meant to be working up there. But that is soon about to end. Right, let's hop in the plane, and I think... I mean, yeah, you can see there's snow this way, so I'm hoping there's a little bit of ice. Because we only really need one bit of blue ice. Do I have Silk Touch? I do have Silk Touch. That is crucial knowledge. That would be the worst if I had flown all the way out here. Now, there is the river. But honestly, I'm not sure. What is that? Okay, we're just gonna fly by that spawn of Satan. Clearly this is someone's base. Yeah, so I don't want to just destroy the river if this is someone's base. So, we could fly to that, but that looks really far away. Or we could fly to that, which looks like it has some packed ice. And I've not actually flown out this way off the server, so it'd be nice to have a little look around. Ooh, there is a horse down there. Hold on. Let's have a little peek at this. Hello, my guy. Did someone abandon you or you just left here? And that could mean that there's people, but also I'm not sure. Well, I guess you can stay here then, buddy. I'm gonna go, oh gosh, up this way if I can learn how to fly a plane. And I'm gonna keep an eye out for bases, I guess. Because again, don't wanna be destroying other people's bases. But there seems to be a lot of what I need here. Oh gosh. Gonna destroy the plane. And if this is someone's base, I'm very sorry and I can replace it. But by the looks of it, I think we're good. I don't think they'd mind either way. This is the stuff we need and I'll do it nicely. And because I only need 9 of it, right? So it won't even look like I've been here. There we go. Let's just double check. Yeah. Sick. We can go home now. Just found out you can also wash it. So I literally needed... Wait. I could have got it from snow. But this is fine, and wow, this looks really cool here. Is that our little base? Is that our little base there with those... I love that you can still see the eyes from here. That's amazing. With the monstrosity that is the tower behind it. Oh my gosh, distant horizons is so cool. There's a mesa. Wow. This is really cool. But I have work to do, so I'm going to head home. But I'm going to enjoy the flight. Look at this. This is stunning. Oh, I've actually just flown over this base, which I didn't even know was here. This is like right near mine. Another neighbor. Whose head is that? Oh, it's Nova. Of course we'll have a look. Ooh. That's fun. We got a lovely little hobbit hole kind of base. Nice. Very cool, but I need to not get distracted. Goodbye, base. And since I know I can do this now, I am going to wash it to get blue ice. Because then, you never know when blue ice is going to come in handy. Maybe I want 9 basalt generators. Excellent. Right. This goes here. Just like that. And if I break this, we get basalt. Yes. And if I do this, should push the basalt over and then we get more. Excellent. Right. I'm kind of nervous to turn this one on. What do I do with my belts? There they are. Because there is lava and I've almost burnt this place down a couple times setting it up. But it should work fine. And also, redstone. You never know what redstone's going to do here. But I forgot to do the belt. Okay. Okay. I'm having an issue where this is breaking and this is pushing too fast. So instead of going into the chute like it should do, it's burning it out the side. And I don't know how to fix that. Like, what am I meant to do? Maybe if I make the drill faster, but that is so annoying. That is so annoying if that's the case. But we are technically generating basalt. Okay, I need to figure this out. This is why you don't use a regular Minecraft redstone. Because it does stuff like this to you. But I reckon what I've just done is fixed it, maybe, possibly, because I thought it was going to work in the first place. So if I change, did I? Yeah, if I, oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Out of the two, this one and this one, has this been just the worst. But what I've done is extend the duration that this piston is extended, which is perfect. It gives it enough time to break this before this gets pushed. It has drastically slowed it down though. There's all that dead space now until there, where it is just not doing anything really. But I think that that is okay, because I am gonna be getting, like, this is just gonna be on for ages. This might be even slower than the Scoria. In fact, it's certainly slower than the Scoria, but this should be fine. I just need to AFK for a long time, and I mean, this shows how long I've been working on that stupid thing. We must have got like 6 stacks. That's like an hour. Oh my gosh, that was absurd. But it's done, and I can finally escape this stupid room. And it's nighttime. Okay, let's go to sleep, and then we can finally get to talking about what I'm doing. So I think the best way to show you what I'm planning is to go to the creative world, which is where I'm at. So this is what I thought I was going to be building on the server. But then I took a trip to Italy, and Italy actually has a lot of really cool buildings stacked like this, how I intended, stacked up mountains and looking really cool. And I was looking at them and I'm thinking, why does mine not work? Why does theirs look so much better? And you know what I realized? These are too flat. Every single thing here is on the same plane. It is like there's just a flat wall here, and then a flat wall there, and a flat wall there. What I really need is to make some of these diagonal, and immediately, doesn't that just look so much better? Because if you were actually constructing these in real life, they would not be all the exact same axis. They would all be misaligned. And that's what I had forgotten. So I think before I build this on the survivor world, I'm going to give it this treatment and just diagonal some of these buildings. I don't want to go too crazy. I do want more less diagonal than diagonal. But isn't that just so much better? I can't believe I didn't think of that. Anyway, I'm going to go do this, and then I shall show you what it looks like in the survivor world when I actually build it. And hopefully it'll look a lot better. So here is our finished block out, and yeah, I definitely made the right changes, taking some of these and twisting them on their axis. It looks so much cooler. But I have some thoughts about this base. Firstly, I regret using concrete because I've immediately gotten it wet. So it's converted from the lovely nice texture we want to concrete. So that is a bit annoying. I will not be water bucket clutching off of that anymore. Something else I've realized in doing this is in the design, I had stairs leading up to this, but like, I don't know if I like the stairs. They jut out really weirdly, and like, they're really steep, and it just looks a bit weird. And it was something that I had kind of noted as something I don't really like, but I didn't really know how to fix it. However, I was toying around in creative mode, and well, create adds elevators. So like, what if we just had like a big elevator that lifted the floor up to that level? And also, I actually don't think I mentioned, but this kind of black bit here, I've just filled in temporarily because this is going to be a big open door that is going to be very cool and open in hopefully a cool creative way that I haven't actually designed yet, but I want to use create to do it, so I think there's a lot of cool possibilities with that. So yeah, that is where the base is at the moment. And then next up I want to add the details. We got to start breaking in these blocks, turning them into actual livable apartment buildings, and hopefully it's going to look very cool. I have done some initial designs and I'm pretty confident in the direction that this is going, and I can't wait to actually see it done. So the final thing I want to do is take a look at this thing from the sky, because so many people in this... oh, I'm fine. I wasn't fine. I was gonna say so many people would fly in. So I'm gonna fly out and have a look at this from the sky, and hopefully it looks good. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is cool. Oh, I love the composition of this base. And it's only gonna get better when we actually add the details, but you can really see the scale of it. And you know what's the best part? There's a whole interior. I have to carve out the inside of this mountain. So we're like not even slightly done with this base. Also, I should probably remove those eyes. It does make it look a little bit goofy. Oh, this is weird flying in first person. But as I remove these eyes, that is going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. We got a lot done. I'm very excited to start this base. I want to immediately go into the next episode because like I want to get details on this. It looks so cool having blocks. I'm so excited. But that is gonna have to wait. So thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing, leaving a like, all of that good stuff. And I will see you hopefully in the next one.